I'm Laurie, and welcome to your yoga practice today. I'm not going to be leading you through it. My favorite yoga teacher in the entire world is, and that is Ashley Skeen. She is a yoga teacher, an author, and I will link all of her stuff in the description below. So I really hope you enjoy this practice as I do.
Hey guys, today's yoga class is going to focus on hips and shoulders. I feel like that's where people tend to carry a lot of stress. So we're going to get the shoulders just down away from the ears, all stretched out, get a little bit of motion into the hips as well. My class, you'll hear me talking about breathing a lot. I'm going to remind you to inhale and exhale a lot because it's important. That's how we feed our muscles. I think the breath sort of massages out those tight places. And it's also a gauge of where we're at. If you ever get to a point in class where you can't breathe, where the breathing is compromised, back off a little bit. This is a practice that's supposed to make you feel good. So we'll start today with a little bit of breath recognition. Sit cross-legged, so right leg in front of the left to start out with. Bring your hands, rest them on your knees, and the first thing I want you to do is just shrug your shoulders up to your ears. This is your stressed position. We don't want that, so just let the shoulders drop down the back and allow the eyes to close. And we're just going to take a few breaths here, just feeling our way into the body. So feel first the sit bones connecting to the ground, to the mat. Feeling your connection to the earth beneath you. And once you feel that connection, see if that allows the hips to open up just a little bit more. Follow the recognition of the body up. See if you can feel the belly rise and fall with the breath. So this is how we want to be breathing the whole time, fully expanding the belly as you inhale. And then releasing that breath completely as you exhale. See if you feel the rhythm of breath in the chest. See if you can feel the chest expanding. And then releasing. Feel the breath moving through the nostrils. A slight coolness of the breath as you inhale. And a slight warmth as you breathe out. And the jaw is unclenched. The eyes are gently closed. All of this breath just moving easy, moving steady, serving to relax the shoulders, let the hips drop open a little bit further. And start to flutter your eyes open. And then reach your arms out to either side. So really stretch like you're trying to find the sides of the room with your fingers. Bring your right arm in front of you, bending it at the elbow, and bring your left arm underneath the right arm. This is called eagle arms. It's just a really nice way to stretch out the upper back muscles. So press the elbows away from you as far as you can. Big inhale. As you exhale, just hinge forward. Think about aiming your elbows in front of the cross of the legs. The whole time keeping the sit bones connected to the mat, so keeping that connection to the earth. Deep inhales and exhales. See if you can feel the breath expanding that space in the shoulder blades. Lift back up. Unwrap the arms, and then you'll bring the hands behind you and fingers point forward. Press through the hands, lift the hips up, and release the head back. So let the head fall back, really open up the throat, press the hips as far up to the sky as you can. And then bring the hips down to the mat, and then just switch the cross the leg. Left leg in front, so you're facing the front mat your whole time. Arms out to the side. First, really find that stretch, the reach of the arms. Then bring the left arm in first, bending it at the elbow. Sweep the right elbow underneath it. Press both arms away from the body. First, just take a moment to expand the shoulders with the breath. And then big inhale. As you exhale, hover forward. Aim the elbows in front of the cross of the legs. Keep the sit bones attached. connected and keep the breath moving. Press through the sit bones to lift back up. Bring your hands behind you, straight behind you, fingers pointing forward. Press through the hands, lift the hips up, and release the head back. Open up the throat. And bring the hips back down to the ground. And we'll shift into a tabletop. So tabletop, the wrists are beneath the shoulders and the knees are beneath the hips. So if you look down, you're making a rectangle with the hands and the knees. And then spread the fingers, really just kind of engage the shoulders. And you're gazing straight down to the mat in front of your hands. A few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, lift the head, lift the hips, drop your belly and look up. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest and round the spine. We'll do this a few more times. So inhale, lift the head, lift the hips, and kind of pull the shoulder blades together. And exhale, press through the hands like you're pressing the ground away. Chin to the chest, shoulder blades expand. And inhale, tilt up, shoulder blades together. And exhale, round. One more time. So these are just nice, slow movements with the breath. Inhaling up, up, up. And exhaling round, round, round. And then bring your spine back to neutral. So keep pressing down through the hands. You want to keep the arms straight here. Drop the hips over to the right. So you don't want to collapse the elbows and sink down to the right. Really just keeping the arms straight and letting gravity pull the hips down as far as they'll go. Even if it's not far, that's okay. So see if you can feel a nice stretch through the right side of the body. Bring the hips back to the center. Take your right toes, press them behind you, and then spin the right heel down to the ground and reach the right arm up. And first just find this nice big stretch, reaching the fingertips up to the sky. Then take the right thumb, turn it to the back of the mat, bend your right elbow, and drop your right hand behind your back. So you're reaching your right fingertips for the left hip. Then you can press through the left hand and just see if you can open up the chest even further. Reach the right arm back up. Bring your right hand down and bring your right knee down to the mat. Curl the toes under. We're going to lift up into our first downward dog. So downward dog, knees don't have to be all the way straight. You can have a little bend in the knees, but really press through the hands, drive the shoulders back away from the wrist, and then let your head fall down and give your head a little bit of a shake. So no need for the neck to be hanging on to the way of the head now. Just let it go. And then you can start to stretch out the backs of the legs by just pedaling side to side. And now come to neutral, meaning both heels pressing down to the ground. Lift the right leg up and then fold the right leg in half. So drop your right heel straight to your right glute, and we're just going to make circles of the right knee out. And then in. And then lift the right leg straight back up. Bring the right foot down to the mat and then walk your hands to the back of your mat. So you'll bend your knees as you roll to the back, heels come down to the ground. Bring your hands to your shins and let's come to a half lift and stay here for a couple moments. So what I want you to feel is really the shoulders still pulling back down, back away from the ears. Top of the head reaching to the front of the mat, backs of the knees pressing to the back of the mat. And one more big inhale. And then exhale, fold, let it go. So little bend in the knees here, completely fold over, and then press through your feet and roll your spine all the way up. And we're gonna inhale and lift the arms up. I'm just gonna turn towards you so you can see me. Drop the right fingertips to the left shoulder, and then bring the left hand to the right elbow. Press the right elbow down a little bit more, big inhale, and then exhale, lean to the left. So try to think about spinning the right armpit up to the sky, just really opening up here. Come back to the center, reach the fingertips up, big inhale, and exhale, dive forward, just folding over. Inhale, half lift, so those long legs, straight spine. Exhale, fold back down, and then take a walk back out into a downward dog. And release the knees, tops of the feet. Really kind of press down through the hands. Fingers are spread, arms stay long. And just drop your hips over to the left. So You might feel one side's a little bit tighter than the other. That's okay. Just making sure you've still got the breath going into and out of the belly. Just really just kind of feeling where the stretch is happening, and then kind of think about pulling the breath into that space. Bring the hips back to the center. Press the left toes behind you and spin the left heel down and reach the left arm up. So you can look up at the left hand. If that bothers your neck or if you have problems with balance, keep your gaze down at the right hand. But anywhere you are, you'll spin the left thumb to the back of the mat and then just drop the left arm behind the back. See if you can put your right hand a little bit more, open up the left shoulder to the sky. And breathe. Re-extend the left arm all the way up. Bring the left hand down. Bring the left knee down. Curl the toes under and come to a downward dog. And let's do that same thing. So just kind of give the head a little bit of a sway side to side. And then pedal the heels side to side. And then come to a neutral downward dog. Float the left leg up. Bend your left knee. So left heel drops straight to the left glute. Make circles of the left knee out. And then in. Take the left leg all the way back up. Bring the left foot down. Walk your hands back to the back of your mat. Hands come to the shins. Inhale, half lift. A couple breaths here, feeling the length of the spine, the length of the back, the legs. One more big inhale. And exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And then drop your left fingertips to your right shoulder, right hand to the left elbow. Press the left hand down a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale to lean to the right. And take a moment, just kind of spin the left armpit up to the sky. And come back to the center. Separate the hands, reach the arms all the way up, stretching fingertips as far as you can up to the sky. One more big inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Take it all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. This time we're going to crawl out to a plank. So walk, walk, walk until your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Fingers spread. A couple deep breaths here to really engage the abdominals. Feel the breath moving in the belly. Bring the knees, tops of the feet down to the mat. Lower all the way down to your belly. And then bring your fingertips wide in the mat. Kind of tent the palms off of the ground. And your elbows are bent here. So first bring your forehead to the floor. Bring your feet together behind you. So the tops, legs, tops of the feet pressing down to the mat. With an inhale, lift up. With an exhale, drop the right shoulder in and look over the left. And we'll take a couple breaths here. Come back to the center. Inhale and exhale. Drop the left shoulder in. And come back to the center. We're all the way down. Into tabletop. And now we're just going to windshield wiper the hips side to side. So just nice fluid movements here. No hurry at all in doing any of this stuff. Just kind of taking time to see, where you're holding tenseness, tightness, tension. That's the word I'm looking for. And bring your hips all the way back to the center. Curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. And then inhale, let's look to the hands. And then bring your feet all the way up to meet the hands. So as many steps as it takes. Make your way to the front of your mat. Press through both feet, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale and reach the arms all the way up. And then bring the hands into the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, separate the hands, dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, plant the hands fully down to the mat, step back to plank. Release the knees, touch the feet once more, lowering down to the belly. Inhale, fill up the belly, lift the head. Exhale, let it go back down. And exhale, lower back down. Now curl. And breathe. The downward dog is always this really great place. It's actually a rest pose. I know it doesn't feel like that to a lot of people, but it's this place where we can just kind of find the breath again, reestablish that steady rhythm of inhales and exhales, and just bring our minds to a place of rest before moving on, not worrying about what's coming next. With an inhale, look to your hands, and then bring your feet up to meet the hands. As many steps as it takes. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And then bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, rise the arms up. And exhale, separate the hands, dive forward. Fingertips down to the ground. Bend your knees. Take a big step back with the left foot. So you want your right ankle directly below the right knee. So if your ankle's there behind the knee, you just want to take your hand and pop it up there. So you've got one straight line down the shin bone. Keep the left hand down. Take the right hand to the right hip and then press and open up to your right. So you want to squeeze the inner thighs together and pull the right shoulder back just as much as you can. Pressing the left heel to the back of your mat. Bring your right hand back down to the ground. Release the left knee, left top of the foot, and bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot. And just start to roll the right knee open. So you're rolling to the outer edge of the right foot. Now you can stay here with arms long, or you can move down to the arms if you want. Remember, just always honor the breath. So if you're down here and you're just kind of breathing really shallow and having trouble finding a nice deep breath, back off. The point is to allow as much ease into the body and into the breath so that the breath can more effectively move all throughout the body. And so here in these nice hip stretches, I like to even imagine like a pair of lungs resting here inside the hip space, and you're expanding and releasing the lungs of the hips with every breath. In and out. And in. And out. Press down through the hands or through the forearms. Start to lift back up. Bring your hands to frame your right foot. Lift your back knee up. And then just step your left foot up to meet your right. Top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Bring the hands to the heart. And then just bring the arms down by the side, mountain pose. I'm going to turn so you can see me, but you're going to bring the hands together behind you. Lock the thumbs together. Yeah, and then just shrug your shoulders up to your ears and then push them down the back, really reaching the fingertips down for the ground. And that'll just kind of give you a slight tip of the chest up. So you can kind of lift your chin up to the sky. Nice. Think about expanding the heart, expanding the collarbones. Just big breaths into the chest. And now we're going to straighten the spine up. Get a little bouncy in the knees. Think about spilling your belly onto the tops of your legs as you come into a fold. And then lift the arms off the back just as much as you can. So maybe it's not much. Maybe it is. Any bar is fine. Here, see if you can press through the feet to straighten the legs up even more. So that's the safest way to get length in the backs of the leg. Think about pushing up, lifting the hips up. Bring the hands down to the lower back. Bring the fingertips down towards the ground. Bend the knees, roll the spine all the way up, unfolding the body up to stand. Inhale, rise the arms all the way up. Exhale, separate the hands, dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back to plank. So we're going to go into a chaturanga to lower down. You can always come to the knees if you choose. Upward dog. And turn the toes, downward dog. With an inhale, look to the hands. Exhale, bring your feet up to meet the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And then bring the hands into the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, separate the hands, dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold fingertips down. Take a big step back with the right foot this time. Remember, get the left knee over top of the left ankle. Really press the right back of the mat. Right down. Bring the left to the left hip and twist to your left. Pulling the left shoulder back so the chest is open to the side of the mat. Pull the inner thighs together, so try not to put the whole sole of the left foot down onto the mat here. One more breath in and out, twist back. So bring the left hand down, and then bring the left hand to the inside, left foot, release the right knee, right top of the foot, and start to open up the left knee. And again, one side, this could feel pretty different from the other. So just kind of take this side, see where you want to go with it. If this feels good, feels like you're getting a stretch, but not any pain, stay here. If you're not feeling much, you can make your way down to the forearms. But take a moment here and just check in with the face. So make sure you're not kind of scrunching up those facial muscles. Unclench the jaw, let the jaw relax. Focus on that little spot between the eyebrows. See if you can relax all the little muscles that live there. Bring a little bit of ease to the forehead. And one more breath here in and out. And then press down through the arms, the hands, lift up. Of the mat. And then turn the heels in and the toes out. Bend the knees so you're dropping the tailbone straight down to the ground, and bring your hands up to your knees. Push the chest in between the arms, big inhale. As you exhale, release the right shoulder in and look over the left. Spend a couple breaths here. And come back to the center. First, inhale and exhale to twist. Release the left shoulder in, look over the right. And come back to the center. Bring the fingertips down, and then walk your hands back over to the left foot, facing the front of the mat again. Lift, and then step your right. Lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up, and bring the hands into the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, separate the hands, dive forward. Half lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga on the exhale, always keeping the elbows tight into the body. Inhale, upward dog, press through the tops of the feet, float the knees and hips. And then exhale, downward dog. We'll lift the right leg again. This time, bend the knee. So take the right heel to the right glute, and then pull it over to the left glute. My hips pop all the time. We'll see if that comes in. So you're looking underneath the right arm and just letting the right heel really feel heavy. Pulling the hips open. Bring the right leg back to the center. Bring your right foot down to the mat. Release the knees, tops the feet down to the mat. Coming into a tabletop. Take the left hand, step it out, and then you'll take your right arm underneath your body and rest the right side of the head on the ground. So you can keep your left elbow bent here, making it like a little kickstand, or you can start to walk the left arm out in front of you, making more of an L shape with the arms. So you're reaching your right fingertips out to the side as far as you can and reaching the left arm out in front of you as far as you can. This makes a nice little twist in the upper spine. Anytime we're twisting, just really important to breathe into that area. Loosen it up a little bit. So take one more deep breath here in and out. Bring your left hand back in. Press through the left hand. Release the right arm out from underneath you. So returning to tabletop, turn the toes. Lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Taking a break here. And now walk your hands back to your feet. Roll into the back of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise the arms all the way up. And then bring the hands to the heart. So really letting the body move to the rhythm of the breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, separate the hands, dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands all the way out to plank. Big inhale. Exhale, lower down. Chaturanga. Come to the knees if you choose. Inhale, upward dog. Pull the heart forward. And exhale, downward dog. Lift the left leg up. Bend the knee. And stack your hips open. So pull the left heel over to the right glute. Look underneath the left arm. Fingers are spread here, so hands are actively pressing into the ground. Bring the left leg back to the center, left foot down to the mat. Release the knees, tops of the feet to the ground. Take your right hand, step it out, and take the left arm underneath the body. So really reaching the left arm out to the side. And just letting this front of the left shoulder that's resting on the mat, just picture it just kind of melting, relaxing, releasing. And then if you want, you can walk the right fingertips out, making more of an L shape with the arms. So come back to that feeling of breath into and out of the nostrils and just really try to imagine it moving between the shoulder blades. So where you're feeling this twist, where you're feeling this stretch, just big inhales pulling down between the shoulder blades. Gather up all that tension and release it with the exhale. And just once more, inhale. And exhale. Step the right hand back and release the left arm out from underneath you, tabletop. And then turn the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. And next inhale, look to the hands. Exhale, bring your feet forward to meet them. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And then bring the hands into the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, separate the hands, dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knee, plant the hands, step back to plank. You're going to hold plank. And then you're going to bring the knees and the feet down to the mat. Lower all the way down to your belly. And then keep your left hand next to your chest. Take the right arm out to the right. And then just pull your right hand up a little bit so your wrist is at an angle up from the shoulder. Look at your left hand and roll to the right side of your body. Doing the same thing here, just kind of melting the front of the right shoulder down to the ground. If this is enough, if you feel a stretch and it feels kind of tight, just stay here, keep breathing. If you need a little bit more, lift the left leg up, bend the left knee, drop the left foot behind you. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Roll back onto the center of your chest, and then we're going to pop up onto the left side of the body. So come up to the left forearm and come to your left hip. And you'll lift the right leg up, take your right foot in front of your left leg, take the right hand to the right knee and press the right knee away from you. So it's kind of like doing that lizard pose thing again, rolling to the outer edge of the right foot. I don't think this has a name. I think I made up this pose. See? And so you can stay here. You can get a really nice twist and a shoulder opener by just turning your chest towards the front of the mat. And then just let go of the right leg. So take the right leg back, roll onto the belly. Take a moment, just kind of just side to side, find the on the ground, and then keep the right hand in, take the left arm out to the left, slide the left wrist up, look at the right hand, and roll to the left side of your body. So again, you can keep your right leg stacked on top of your left, or you can lift the right leg up, bend the right knee, drop the right foot behind you. Anywhere you are, you're breathing. You're feeling these muscles in the front of the left shoulder melting, being massaged with the breath in and out. And breath in. Breath out. Roll back to your chest and then prop up onto the right side of the body, so onto the right forearm. Lift the left leg up, bend the left knee, left foot in front of the right leg, left hand to the left knee. First, just pressing the left knee open. And if you want, turning the chest towards the front of the mat. And then release the left leg. Roll all the way back to your belly. And then hands frame the chest. And we'll press into a child's pose. So drop the hips back to the heels. Actually, let's take the knees nice and wide on the mat. And then bring the big toes together, just creating this big wide base for the hips to rest. So take the hips back and stretch the arms forward and let the head release down towards the mat. If your forehead finds the mat, you might want to just give it a little rock side to side. Massage out any tensions that still remain. Big inhale. On your next exhale, I want to see if you can just press the hips a little further down to the hips. Just relax. Release the tension in the lower back. Let the hips sink down. And then big inhale. On the next exhale, without moving the hips, see if you can walk your fingertips out any further in front of you. So we're pushing down into the palms, just keeping the arms engaged, keeping the shoulders engaged. And then big inhale. Now as you exhale, walk the hands over to the left and push your hips off to the right. So really press down through the right hand and see if you can feel these little muscles between the ribs on the right side just start to expand and respond. And bring the hands back to the center. Big inhale. And exhale, take the hands over to the right and press down through the left hand. Sink the hips off to the left. Bring the hands back to the center. Pull the knees together. Fingertips to frame the knees. Roll your spine all the way up. And then shift off to one hip. Swing your legs out in front of you. So you'll take the right foot, two options here, into the left hand, or all the way into the crook of the left elbow. It's called rocking the baby for obvious reasons. So you'll take your right hand behind you, use it like a kickstand, and you're going to roll back. So this is like just using your body as a foam roller. So you could have a spot back here, you could have a spot up here. Just kind of roll around, listen to the body, see where it needs a little bit of love. Now press through the right hand and start to come up. And when you come up, bring your right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Bring your right fingertips behind you. Take the left hand to the right knee and twist to your right. Let your shoulders drop down away from your ears. Lift your ears off your shoulders. And now seal the right hand down to the ground. We're going to rise up onto the right knee and then lift the hips off the ground. Stretch the left arm up and over. Big reach. And then come back down. And then switch it out. So the right leg goes out. Left foot comes into the right hand or the crook of the right elbow. Take the left hand behind you and roll back. Find a spot that's talking to you over there and roll around. So remember, using the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. So kind of no matter what's going on in the body, just coming back to that constant filling the belly up as you breathe in. Releasing it as you breathe out. Press through the left hand, come up. Seal the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Right hand to the left knee, left fingertips behind you. Look over the left shoulder. So think about stacking the spine straight, one vertebra on top of the other. And then every time you inhale, think about pressing down through the sit bones and just growing a little bit taller. Next time you exhale, see if you could press your right hand into the left knee and just wring the spine out a little bit more. And now seal the left hand down onto the ground, rise up onto the left knee, and lift the hips off the ground, reach the right arm up and over. And come on back down. And then bring the soles of the feet together. So moving into a bound angle. And what you're going to do is just kind of shift the sit bones side to side. Find an even center point of the sit bones. Sit up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders down the spine. And then inhale, lift your chin up to the sky. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest. And just scoop your left ear over to your left shoulder. Yeah, so first we're just going to let the hips kind of naturally open in this position. And stretch the neck a little bit. Drop your chin back down to your chest. Scoop the right ear to the right shoulder. So press the left shoulder down. Bring the chin back down to the chest. Lift your head up. Big inhale. And exhale, fold forward. So let the full weight of the head fall down towards the feet. So your head is like a heavy weight. Letting it hang as heavy as it will. Letting that stretch out through the back of the neck. If you want here, you can just let your elbows rest on the insides of the knees, just opening the hips a tiny bit further. Let's take one more deep breath here. In and out. And now roll your spine all the way up. And then fold your feet, knees together, feet on the ground. Scoot your hips towards your heels. And then bring your fingertips behind your legs and just roll yourself onto your back. Bring your arms down by the sides. And then walk your heels in a little closer to the body. Back of the head resting on the ground. First, we're just going to take a couple deep breaths here and let the back body make an adjustment to the ground. So whereas before we were grounding through the feet and grounding through the sit bones, now we're just letting the entire back body, the entire spine make that connection with the earth. The belly. As you exhale, release the back from the shoulders down to the hips, onto the mat. One more breath, just resting, just allowing, inhaling and exhaling. And then cross your right ankle over your left. Take your right fingertips to the inside of the right knee. First, just kind of press it away from you, making a figure four between the legs. And then lift up the left foot and pull the left knee towards you. So you can take your hands on top of the left knee or wrapped beneath it. And if your hands are wrapped underneath the left knee, you can take your right elbow and sort of press your right knee away from you a little bit more. Big breath in, big breath out. And now flex the right foot a little bit more. See that engagement of the right hip that follows. Imagine that set of lungs in the right hip. Expand them. Release them. And bring your left foot down to the ground. Cross your right ankle from your left knee. Cross the left ankle with the right knee. Lift your right foot up. Pull the right knee towards you. And again, left knee, right knee pulling towards you. Hands on top or beneath the right knee. The hands are beneath the right knee. Use the left elbow to open up the left knee. Big breath in and out, and then big flex in the left foot. See if you can flex your left foot even more. Find that set of lungs in the hips. Breathe them in. Breathe them out. And take your right foot back down to the mat. As you uncross your left ankle from your right knee, you're going to keep the left leg lifted. Lift the right leg up, coming to a happy baby. Hands to the end or the outer edges of the feet, arms wrapped to the inside of the knees. And just take a little rock side to side. And bring the soles of the feet together. Release the diamond shape of the legs onto the ground. Bring your hands to your belly. See how evenly you can rest the lower back on the mat. And then take your shoulders and walk them away from the ears. Take them away from that position of stress, letting them relax and spread out beneath you. Used to really celebrate the body and the breath and this practice that you just did to bring them together. So remaining here in a pose of rest. See if there's any little shifts, any little adjustments that you can make that will allow the body to be just a little bit more comfortable. Give yourself permission to make this tiny adjustment. Give yourself permission to simply be still, to take up this physical space, and also to take up this space of stillness. This place where all you have to do is simply be. And even the breath here is just moving naturally. You don't have to do a thing, and the breath still enters the body and then leaves it, naturally following that gentle rhythm that you created. And take note of where the body is making contact with the ground. See if you can allow those places to be even heavier, even more relaxed and melted onto the ground. All of those places serving as anchors, keeping the body grounded and connected so that the breath can continue to move through the body with ease. Rising and falling, much like waves made on the water, flowing in flowing out, creating space in our body where it's needed every time you breathe in. Taking a little bit of what we don't need out with the exhale, releasing it, letting it go, clearing it. Breathing in, creating. Breathing out, releasing. And it's just happening over and over without you having to do a single thing. It's all happening simply by allowing your body and your being to simply rest. Now just begin to move your fingers and toes, bringing motion back into the body little by little. Maybe you want to make circles with your wrists and with your ankles. And with your next inhale, extend the arms overhead, stretch your feet long, make yourself as tall as possible. And with your next exhale, wrap the knees into the chest to make yourself as small as possible. And then rock gently side to side on the spine. Release over onto your right side. Rest here a moment, fetal position. And then press through your left hand and come up into a seated position. Keep the eyes closed if you can. And when you get to a seated position, bring the tops of the hands, the backs of the hands to the tops of the knees with the palms open. If you can feel any heat, any energy in your palms, like the palms are holding the energy that you create in the practice, the breath, the openness, the release, all being held in the palms of the hands. Bring the hands together at the heart space, pulling that all within, taking it with you. Let the thumbs rest on the sternum. Take a moment, offer gratitude to this breath and to this body that saw you through this practice, knowing that neither of those things are small, unimportant. Take a moment, offer gratitude to this practice that brought the body and the breath together. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Let me know how you liked it in the comments below, and be sure to check out Ashley's page. She does have Zoom yoga sessions. You can find her on Instagram, and I will also link her awesome book in the description below. So check it out and have a wonderful rest of your day.